Hey guys, it's me, Jazo, and today this is gonna be another what if Naruto what if. What if Naruto had the Gyubi, half Hyuga, and half Uchiha? So far the video has 3 likes and 8 views, and I thank you guys for that. Last time we left off with Haku lying about taking Zabuza back to the Hidden Mist and about him being an Anbu, and Kakashi, Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata all going back to Tazuna's house. So they go back to Tazuna's house, and Tazuna would tell them, Tazuna would tell them that they can stay there, but then in a week they're going to be going back to the bridge. And they're okay with that, but not Sasuke. Kakashi also tells Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata that tells them that they are gonna have to fight them again since Zabuza is still alive and Haku is most likely working with Zabuza. And then Kakashi says that he's gonna be training them up until that point in tree walking, water walking, but Sasuke and Naruto already know tree and water, and Hinata only knows water walking, so Hinata's practicing tree walking, while Naruto and Sasuke are training in their jutsu. Naruto and Sasuke both mastered the Majestic Destroyer Flames and the Water Dragon. Naruto finally masters the Flying Raijin for the 4th Hokage, and Sasuke masters it for the 2nd Hokage. And now they're trying to make the seal so that both of them can use a Flying Raijin just in case, say, one of them needs to do something but they're intercepted and have to do something else. The other one can teleport to it and do whatever is needed. And you'll see that a little bit later. So, they're training and trying to make the seal, but, Sasuke is trying to put trying to put chakra natures onto his Raikiri blade, since he knows the Raikiri blade and he got it from the Scroll of Sealing, and Naruto is trying to put chakra natures on his Rasengan. So by the time they're done, and at the end of the week, they have better taijutsu, they have the Raijin, they have both their Raijins mastered. They are close to mastering the shared formula. They have, they have all that. Naruto has the fire Rasengan, the lightning Rasengan, and the earth Rasengan. The fire and earth Rasengan and the magma Rasengan. Sasuke has the wind Raikiri and the water Raikiri blade, since I'm gonna make those a thing. And Naruto and Sasuke are then gonna go back on the last day they were training with Hinata, and that's why they got better at their taijutsu. And they go back, go to the bridge. They go back, go to sleep. Naruto still wakes up late and saves, what's Tazuna's grandson name again? I forgot his name. They save him and his mother, and Naruto saves him and his mother. Makes a Shada clone that knows some jutsu, and so then Naruto goes to the bridge where Tazuna is building the thing, and then after that he's fighting Zabuza and Haku. So Haku has Sasuke in the ice mirrors, and Sakura is there standing next to Tazuna. Not Sakura, Hinata is standing next to Tazuna and protecting Tazuna, since she's better at taijutsu than Sasuke and Naruto. So since Sasuke's trapped in the ice mirrors, Naruto puts down the kunai that has both of their formula on it and tells Sasuke to teleport to it. It takes some chakra out of Sasuke, a lot, considering it's not mastered, and Sasuke doesn't have much chakra, but he teleports to it, and Haku is surprised. Haku then tries to put the ice mirrors up around Naruto, but Naruto doesn't let him. He then goes into a taijutsu battle between Haku and him, and he is winning, considering his taijutsu is way better than it was in the original. Kakashi is putting up a real good fight against Zabuza, and Zabuza then tells Kakashi that he knows how his little thing works, and Kakashi doesn't really care. He keeps on using his Sharingan, and then we go back to Naruto and Sasuke. So Haku then starts attacking Naruto more, getting faster and faster, and then eventually throws Senbon that hits Sasuke after Sasuke had gotten up. And so Naruto was sad, thinking that Sasuke had died, and that he was able to use more of the 10 Tails' power than he is normally able to, and proceeds to absolutely obliterate Haku. Zabuza sees this and is just talking about Haku being a tool, and before Kakashi hits Zabuza with the final Chidori that would have killed him, Haku still is able to get up and tries to rush over to protect Haku. Naruto slaps Haku out the way, since he never met Haku, grabs Kakashi's Chidori, puts it in Zabuza's legs, and hits Zabuza in the leg with the Chidori, and proceeds to have his Magma Rasengan and shove it into Zabuza's chest, which puts a burn mark on Zabuza, and yeah. So Zabuza's in a lot of pain, and then that's when Gato's men show up. So Gato's like, oh, Zabuza, you're actually gonna die. I wasn't gonna pay you anyway, so it's not like it matters to me. Which got Naruto mad, because he doesn't know who Haku is, but it still had him mad, because Haku is about to die, and so is Zabuza, because they were trying to do something which they weren't even going to get paid for. So Naruto starts going off, and Hinata joins, and they have their little taijutsu wombo combo on Gato's men, and then Naruto knocks out Gato, picks up, tries to heal Zabuza and Haku, takes them back to the hidden waves. And Gato's there, Zabuza's there, Haku's there, and the rest of the people in the waves are also there. And they start torturing Gato. And after that, Gato is dead, and Naruto was asking Zabuza if he wanted to come to the Hidden Leaf and that he is sorry for what he did. Zabuza was saying that he doesn't want to go back to the Hidden Leaf because he just doesn't want to. He'd rather stay out, but Haku actually did want to go back to the Hidden Leaf, and Naruto brought that up, saying Haku here does want to go back to the Hidden Leaf, so why don't you just try it out? And Zabuza was still declining it, and so Naruto was saying, how about we have a bet? If you're able to hit me with your sword before I'm able to hit Haku can do whatever, then you get to stay. But if I'm able to hit Haku before you're able to hit me, then I win. And Zabuza's like, okay, I accept. And before it starts, Haku has her ice mirrors up, and is trying to do everything that he can, trying to do everything that he can to make it so that Naruto doesn't hit him, since he knows that Zabuza doesn't want to go to the leaf. Naruto uses the Majestic Destroyer Flames and has the Chidori Stream along with the Magma Rasengan all thrown at the ice mirror, which created this gigantic explosion, which broke more than half of the ice mirrors. And then, since that didn't break all the ice mirrors, Naruto had the Uchiha Fireball with the Jubi Chakra, and he used his Sharingan, which absolutely obliterated part of the bridge and destroyed the ice mirrors. Naruto then threw his kunai, which Haku caught because he still hasn't teleported. Haku thought that Sasuke was the only one that could teleport. He caught the kunai. Naruto teleported to the kunai and punched Haku in the face and was like, I win. Zabuza was in awe at how fast Naruto had beaten Haku, and since he lost, they ended up going back to the leaf. And so, yeah. Hiruzen then accepts Zabuza and Haku as Zabuza being a Jonin, since Zabuza was already a Jonin, and Haku being a Chunin, a high tier Chunin, about to be Jonin. And yeah, so they get back. They have a week. They train for a week because they just want to get stronger. And then that's whenever Kakashi then tells them that they have the Chunin exams in a week. He still tells them at the same time, doesn't tell them any faster. And yeah, so they continue training for the Chunin exams, and they are ready whenever it starts. So Kakashi was also training them during that time, training them in what they're most likely going to need to know for the Chunin exams. And considering Naruto is a prodigy, he was able to understand this quickly, very quickly. And yeah, he was able to help Hinata and Sasuke. Naruto was able to, because they didn't understand everything that, Kakashi was saying. So that's what Naruto did. And the Chunin exam starts. Naruto finishes the test, gets a perfect score, and beats Itachi's time. He doesn't beat Minato's. He's behind by about 5 seconds, but it was still really, he beats Itachi's and doesn't beat Minato's. He's behind by a couple of seconds, but he still did really good. And so yeah, Sasuke is behind Itachi, and Hinata is behind Sasuke. So they all did really good. Naruto got second place, his dad got first, Itachi got third, Sasuke got fourth, and Hinata got fifth. They all did really good. And then it's time for the Forest of Death. Naruto still has to go and do whatever he needs to do, and Sasuke and Hinata still get attacked. Hinata and Sasuke put up more of a fight since they're a lot stronger than they are in the original. Both Sasuke and Naruto have the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, and Hinata has her Byakugan. So whenever Orochimaru starts attacking them, they put up a much better fight. And Naruto mastered, in the time that they were training with Kakashi before the Chunin exams, Naruto had already mastered the combined formula, the shared formula that Naruto and Sasuke had, and instantly teleported to that and saw that Sasuke and Hinata were fighting Orochimaru. So Naruto then joins the fight, and they do a combo move where Hinata does the 8 trigram 64 palm, since she finally learned how to do that, and Naruto and Sasuke did his air Chidori or wind Chidori, and Naruto did his magma Rasengan. And since Sasuke had lightning and wind, and Naruto had wind and magma, it absolutely boosted the heat and the amount of damage that the Rasengan did. And So Orochimaru almost died and was trying to run away. But Sasuke had put his ceiling, his flying thunder god, whatever, I forgot, put that on Orochimaru and was still going after Orochimaru. Sasuke then did the Majestic Destroyer Flames and the Chidori Stream to paralyze Orochimaru and was able to kill Orochimaru. So Orochimaru doesn't come back, so the attack on the leaf never really happened since he had died and he needed more time to be able to come back. And yeah, they continued through. They do still get attacked by the Sound Trio, but just barely. The Sound Trio barely found them and was still attacking them, but they got absolutely demolished just because of the fact that Sasuke, Naruto, and Hinata were all there. Sasuke didn't get the curse mark, and they were all at their best, and so the Sound Energy got destroyed. Lee didn't come and fight, neither did Nenji or all the other people. Sakura, let's just say Sakura's team passed, just because. So they go back to the tower where they have to bring all the scrolls back, and Hinata deciphers that they have to open the scrolls. So they do, and Kakashi pops out and congratulates Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata for all passing the Chunin exams. Well, the Forest of Death. And so, yeah, that happens. And they're fine for a while, and that's when the actual part that they were really excited for during the Chunin exams start. What we actually call the Chunin exams. And so they're fighting. The first matchup is going to be, first matchup is going to be Naruto versus Gaara. And this match is going to be more tame because of the fact that since Naruto has the Jubi, Gaara doesn't have the Shukaku and doesn't go nearly as crazy, but he still has his semi-perfect defense. It's not as perfect because Shukaku isn't there, but it's still basically perfect. And so, yeah. No, I see Naruto winning this just because he's a lot stronger and Gaara doesn't have Shukaku. And so the second match is going to be Rock Lee versus Hinata. I think this is going to be a really close match because Hinata knows the 64 palms. She knows the Gale Palm, the Air Palm, and she has her chakra natures. She can put lightning in her palms or just shoot out lightning. And that's why I think that it's going to be a close match, especially it might slightly lean towards Rock Lee if he ends up taking off his weights and using gates. But I don't think that my guy would do all that just for Lee. I don't think my guy would let Lee go into gates and take off his weights just to fight Hinata. So one of the other is going to happen, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that Lee. So I'm going to say that Lee takes off his weights in this fight because I don't think that Guy would have Lee going into gates, but by the time that, if Guy were to say it, it'd most likely be too late and after Lee starts losing. But Hinata wouldn't really give, Lee enough time to open his gates, considering he had already taken his weights off. And even though Lee took his weights off, I still think Hinata could win because she just has all this stuff to stop him, like the fact that she has a ninjutsu and has really good taijutsu. She trained with Kakashi, Naruto, and Sasuke in taijutsu, and Naruto and Sasuke helped her with ninjutsu as well as Kakashi. So just a couple combos that she can use: Water Shockwave, and she also has the Chidori Stream. She can use the Mud Wall or the Earth Dome, and if he were to kick through that, that'd be enough time for her to get away or to attack him. She also at this point has the 32 palms or 64 palms. And so yeah, I think that she would win this fight. And just to continue proving the point, say Lee starts going super speed with his thing. Whenever somebody uses the 64 palms, that kind of stops the movement. And Hinata, since she has the water shockwave, since Lee can't really use water walking that well at that point in time, well, yeah, but Lee wouldn't have enough time to like put a lot of chakra in his feet to walk on the water. So that's why I think Hinata would win this fight. So the first fight of the semifinals is going to be Kiba versus Shikamaru. I think that Shikamaru would win because even though Kiba has the Fang over Fang, it creates a gigantic shadow. So if Shikamaru all Shikamaru would have to do is dodge it once, and before Kiba and Akamaru would be able to turn around, Shikamaru would already have his Shadow Possession Jutsu, which would stop Kiba, and so he'd be able to win against Kiba. That's why I think that he would win. Next matchup is Sasuke versus Hinata, and I feel like Hinata would very slightly pull out the win. Because since she has the counter to Sasuke's moves are fire and lightning based, and she has water, lightning, fire, and earth. So I think that's what I gave her. So say he did the Majestic Destroyer Flames or the Uchiha Fireball, she could do the Water Shockwave to block that. And if she sees him doing hand signs, if she puts 2 and 2 together, considering what they did against Zabuza and what they did against Kakashi in the bell test, she would know that she would think that he's most likely gonna do his Chidori stream. And even though it is fast, if she thinks she knows what he's gonna do, she's gonna put down the mud wall, considering since she's able to use mud. And if it were to go into a close range fight, she has the trigrams. Even though he has the 3 Tomoe Sharingan, I still feel like she would be able to beat him in a fight. And so the next fight is going to be Naruto versus Ino. And back to the Sasuke and Hinata fight. She also has the Byakugan, so she would also be able to see she would also be able to look at his speed. His Sharingan would just be better in fight, but she'd be more likely to win. Now to the Naruto and Ino fight. Naruto would easily pull out the win. Easily. No questions asked. Now, for the finals. First off, for the finals, I'm going to have it to where Naruto is automatically going to be the last person to fight. And so it's actually, I'm not going to do that. I might not. Let's see. Got you guys. Anyway, so Naruto is not going to fight because he's just too overpowered, and that was unfair. So it's going to be Hinata versus Shikamaru. And I think that Hinata would pull out the win just because since Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata did train with Shikamaru and Choji at one point, she would know about the speed of his Shadow Possession. And at this point, he doesn't have his Shadow Strangle or his Piercing Shadow thing at this point, so he wouldn't have that. And so he wouldn't be able to do that. That's why I think Hinata pulled out the win here. And so the finals, that was the semifinals. The thing before that was the quarterfinals. The finals here, it's going to be Hinata versus Naruto. I think this is going to be a really good fight because they both have abilities that counter each other, considering Naruto has both the Byakugan and the Sharingan. But before the battle starts, there's this feeling that he has. He doesn't know why, but he has this bad feeling. And so before the battle starts, he tells the third Hokage, he gives the third Hokage his kunai. The third Hokage sees that Naruto has the same kunai as Minato, and he's asking, why are you giving me this? And I'm just like, then Naruto says, I just have a bad feeling, and I feel like something bad's gonna happen. And so Hiruzen takes the kunai and thanks Naruto. And so the fight goes as per normal. Well, not as per normal because it doesn't happen, but the fight goes as per what y'all are most likely thinking, and Naruto will be ahead in terms of fighting Hinata, but then the feather illusion genjutsu is put up and he will see that the third Hokage is gone, but his kunai is gone as well, so he assumes that Hiruzen took the kunai. So what he does is he goes to everybody that isn't put under the genjutsu, releases them, and tells them to take care of Temari, Kankuro, and Gaara. And so he takes Hinata with him, since they were already in the stadium together and Sasuke is helping other people in the stands. He takes Hinata with him, puts his hand on her shoulder, and teleports to the kunai which Hiruzen had. And Naruto's like, I knew it, because he had a feeling that something bad was going to happen. And so it's Orochimaru, Hashirama, and Tobirama versus Hiruzen, Naruto, and Hinata. I feel, considering how strong they all are, and considering that Hiruzen doesn't have to go up against, the two Hokage and one person that could have been the Hokage, Naruto and Hinata might pull out the win, because Hiruzen would definitely be able to beat Orochimaru and would then be able to help Hinata. And Naruto would be fighting Tobirama, Hinata would be fighting Hashirama, and I just feel that's because Naruto would be better at fighting against Tobirama than he would against Hashirama. And so they're fighting, and Naruto is able to beat Tobirama just because since he has a Sharingan, he's able to dodge most of Tobirama's moves and is able to counter them whenever he knows that it's a good idea to counter. And so that's how he beats Tobirama, and then it's Hiruzen, Hinata, and Naruto against Hashirama, which would be an easy win for them. Even though Hashirama is strong, he's not as strong as he was whenever he was alive. Therefore, they would pull out the win. Everybody would be able to beat Gaara, Kankuro, and Temari, considering Gaara doesn't have Shukaku, so he doesn't transform into a whole Shukaku thing. Sasuke doesn't go on a rampage against Gaara, and so all's well and good. The Hokage is still here, but he still wants a fifth Hokage, considering this attack might happen again, even though what happened, even though he was able to survive, he still wants another Hokage. And another reason why Hiruzen was able to beat Orochimaru and didn't have to use the Reaper Death Seal was because since Naruto, Sasuke, and Hinata had killed Orochimaru, he had to get a random body, and so he wasn't as strong. And yeah, so Jiraiya, Naruto, and Hinata go to look for Tsunade. Sasuke doesn't go because he's training with Kakashi on trying to figure out a new jutsu, and at this point, this is where Sasuke tries to figure out a new lightning jutsu, and as well as whenever he gets Kirin. So yeah, they're all training together. Naruto already has the Rasengan, so that doesn't happen. I think I forgot to cover the 1 month training, but nothing really happened during that time. Naruto trained a bit. Sasuke and Hinata trained a bit. That's all that happened. I completely forgot to cover that. But yeah, Sasuke stays with Kakashi, and Jiraiya and Hinata and Naruto go together. So for this what if, I'm going to say that Naruto and Hinata learn Sage Mode, and Sasuke learns Snake Sage. Yeah, actually, no, I'm going to wait until a little bit later to give Sasuke Snake Sage, but Hinata and Naruto start training in Sage Mode after being able to do the summoning jutsu. Naruto still gets the toad summoning, but Hinata gets a different summoning, and I will let y'all choose. In the description below, I'll let y'all choose which summoning Hinata can get. She can get snake, hawk, eagle, wolf, lightning, hound, and other stuff like that, and I'll let y'all choose. And so I'll end this part with Itachi and Kisame knocking on Naruto's door. Anyway, that was the end to What If Naruto Had the Jubi, half Hyuga, half Uchiha, part 2. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I hope y'all enjoyed.